get drunk most every day. Always seem to find myself late.
He's middle management of men, Wesley Fox, and he delivers for America, Andrew Murr. Together, they are the Middle Classholes.
So, Wesley, I'm a rather anxious fella, and apparently it's genetic. I've passed it on down the line. Here's the question: do you have anxieties? Because, like,
I do.
Of all the people in my circle, like, you seem to be the least rattled about... You get angry about things, that's for sure, but you seem the least rattled by most things.
So I have driving anxiety.
That's right.
Yeah, that is probably the evil spawn of a slight claustrophobic. I'm slightly claustrophobic. I don't get, like, panicky, but I'm not a fan of, like, tight spaces.
Okay.
And I think just as time has gone on, if I don't have a route to pull over in the event that something bad's happening, it just builds and builds and builds. It's not crippling. I can manage it, but it's not fun when it rears its ugly head.
Yes, I was talking about the anxiety of, like, when you walk into the general public, you think everyone's staring and judging you about everything about your life that's ever existed. So
no, I don't suffer from that. I'm
scared,
pretty aloof.
Scared of a bridge or a building collapse seems kind of reasonable in these circumstances. Well, my boy, unfortunately, he's inherited a lot of my social anxieties, and it's getting worse because he's almost 12. You know, he's got, dude, he's gonna have a sweet mustache, man. And I keep telling him, I'm like, dude, you don't understand. Kids in middle school, when you get to 8th grade, you're gonna be matching mine, buddy boy. And he's like, I don't want it though. It's just, I'm only 11. I don't want a mustache. I'm like, dude, it's fine. Everything we do now, somebody's looking at me, somebody's staring at me. He's like, what do you care, dude? And I'm the one telling him this, and I'm like, all the things I'm riddled with, and I'm like, not the one to pass out advice.
I'm not one to dwell out fatherly advice, but this might be the time where you say, you know, buddy, it's better to have it and not need it rather than need it and not have it.
You know what? I'm going to use that line at some point very soon. But so I don't know, like today we went out, I took him to see the Minions movie. We had a full Father-Son day. And then the last thing was like, all right, buddy, we got to stop at the grocery store on the way home. That's the last thing we got to do before we go home, get you ready for jujitsu, yada, yada. And so we're in there, and we're having fun at first. No one's in the aisles. No one's looking at us. And then I'm leaning over something, and he fucking whacks me on the ass. And so I stood up, and I was like, hey, this kid likes to slap butts. And he got... Oh, dude, you want to talk about the mood shifting Titanic just... Oh, no, what happened? The iceberg running right along the bow of the ship. And I was like, dude, listen. And so finally we got to the car. I was like, man, do you want to have fun in life or do you want to worry about what everybody else thinks? I was like, you know who never worried about anything? The guys from Jackass. He's like, who? The guys from Jackass. They had a great time, and they didn't give a crap about what anybody thought of them or what anybody saw. He's like, oh, what do you mean? So I broke my rule. I always said I'd show him some of the clips, but I wasn't going to show him the bad stuff. But today I showed him the Chris Pontius Party Boy, where he dresses his dick up like a mouse and puts it in the snake cage, and Johnny Knoxville acts like a puppet. I have never seen a human being laugh as hard as this child did sitting at the charging station getting some juice in my Tesla. It was
good for you.
Oh my
good
God.
For you, man.
Am I wrong for that? I mean, if you're laughing that hard, I don't think it's inappropriate for you anymore.
Listen, was Jackass age appropriate when it came out for us? No, but it was on MTV, and I'm certain 11, 12, 13-year-olds. I mean, I was 16 and not missing an episode. I mean, I know where I was on Thursday at 9 o'clock, and 8:30 to catch the reruns from the last week that I watched the week before because I wanted to laugh twice as much. And of course, I still watch Jackass. No, you're not wrong. Not at all, man. Those guys were icons. Those guys, you talk about that last week we had, what are we going to battle up in a 250-year time capsule? That's it. Some Jackass clips.
Yeah, it changed an entire generation of humans. I mean, guys like me and you, we don't want to get hurt, but we're not scared of the consequence of pain. And I think that, that really started to test our mettle, I think. I mean, I was like 20, 21 when it came out. So we were still going around fucking around. I mean, those guys are like 5 years older than me. Knoxville maybe a little bit more. But they're still... I think this is the thing, too. It's like watching Tom Brady still play football a few years ago and knowing that, like, somebody older than me is still a professional athlete.
Yeah.
You know? And now it's over, and now I'm fucked because there's nobody in any league anywhere that's... How old's Ovechkin? But either way, the point is, it's nice to see that these guys got out for one last dance for the Jackass movie. And so I'm showing him a clip from fucking, 25 years ago? And now I'm able to show him, like, look, and they're still doing it. And they didn't give a shit about what anybody walking by thought of them. They had the most fun. Maybe they took a few years off the end of their life. They're the bad years. It's fine. They enjoyed the fucking moment. And anyway, I don't know. Just trying to figure out ways to translate to him that, like, these anxieties you're experiencing are not driving over a bridge, which is fully possible that you fall off and die. Not being crushed by a building, fully possible that you die. You know, claustrophobic. Like, those aren't the anxieties that I should worry about him having. It's is that lady looking at me? My dad said this kid slaps butt, so they're going to judge me? Who cares? I don't know.
No, nobody cares. Like, I sometimes ponder over what I'm going to wear on a night out or sometimes on the podcast. Sometimes I have to look back at old clips and be like, all right, hold on. When was the last time I wore that? When's the last time I wore this Mutt Cuts Providence, Rhode Island shirt that I'm wearing tonight? And in the grand scheme of things, no one gives a shit. No one's really going to remember that type of stuff. And I had to, like, remind myself of things like that. And I got a good piece of advice. I remember I was a groomsman at a wedding years ago, and I was pissed off that the pants that I got were, like, I don't know, probably like an eighth of an inch too high. Showed a little bit of sock above the dress shoes that I was wearing, that I was renting from Men's Warehouse. And Brother Dewey Love was like, no one's looking at you. No one's staring. No one cares about the groomsman. It's the bride, bro. I'm like, you're absolutely fucking right. Hell yeah. I'm going to get drunk beforehand. Well, I was going to, but I'm going to get drunker.
Well, the only thing people mock me about is like, oh, another black t-shirt? Yeah, another black t-shirt. I got so anxious about what I was going to wear all the time. I look good in a black t-shirt. So that's just that's my uniform. Ernest fucking P. Whirl. You open my closet, it's nothing but black t-shirts and uniforms for work. Nothing else. I ain't got to worry about it. One less anxiety. Figure out how to fucking, like, trim some fat off the mental instability.
I'm going to have to find out what baseball player said this. He was from, I want to say, the 70s, maybe a little bit into the 80s, and I don't know who he played for. I want to say it was the A's, and I want to say it was post their 3 World Series in the early 70s. Good player, not great, but kind of, had a sustainable career. And some reporter asked him about something. He was like, I don't worry about the things I'm in control of because I'm in control of them. And I don't worry about the things I don't have in my control because I'm out of control of those things. I was like, well, that's everything. God, that's great.
Yeah. Mind is free. There's another great baseball quote. We can look this up at some point. But it's like, when you're in a slump, what do you think about? I think about dinosaurs. And it's just this weird quote about dinosaurs. And he's like, by then, I forget about all the things I'm messing up at.
Yeah, I don't know if that speaks more to the philosophical mindset of this player than it does to the stupidity, but there's a fine line between genius and idiot.
Yeah, but you know what? There's also a fine line between success and failure. And if pondering about the existence of dinosaurs is what gets you out of absolute poverty, then God damn it, you think about that brontosaurus every day of your life.
I've always wondered about those stegosaurus, man. They're just funny looking things. They just funny. Look at that long drive ball to left field. She's out of here. Hit that with my stegosaurus. Tim Meadows doing, yeah. Look at that funny looking thing, Daddy. Woo.
Get him out on the town, baby.
So, do anything with the 4th? Anything exciting? Did you blow some shit up or watch some shit get blowed up?
I was going to. I always do. But then, like, as soon... Dude, I don't know what you guys got down in Baltimore, but just the gates of hell unleashed from the sky up here in old Cecil County. So, right at fireworks time, like 8:30, like, the sky turned black. It's like, ooh. And then all of a sudden, just all the lightning that's ever existed decided to crash in the sky.
I don't know how well. I'm going to say you're plugged into the Perryville community Facebook page. Anyway, the tree that's out in front of my mother's house got struck by lightning. Half of it snapped off and took the power lines down with it. And I saw like 8 different posts on the page, like, if you're wondering why the power's out, it's a picture of my front yard. I'm like, come on, with the message, that's my mom's house, guys. And yeah, of course, my mom was like, oh yeah, I woke up and half that tree was gone. And you know, I got a bit sentimental about my youth and my childhood, knowing how many times I climbed in that tree. I'm not talking about me being in the tree if it got struck by lightning. I'm just talking about a part of my youth got ripped away by the heavens. But the town cleaned it up and fixed the power, and my mom got power back at 5 p.m. Luckily, I was worried because she doesn't have air conditioning. And this, you know, you of all people know how much of a scorcher it was during the fucking 4th of July. And I was at Sarah's brother's. It's on the water in Joppatown, and I was like, God, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna get a drink. I'm gonna get a little something to eat, and I'm gonna jump in that water, and that bitch is gonna be just refreshing beyond belief. I'm gonna be in an Irish Spring commercial, baby. The waterfall is flowing all over me, all over my dad bod. And we get in there, and her brother's girlfriend's like, "Hey, how's everyone doing?" Da, 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 da. By the way, the water's piss warm. I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, we got the little pool. We got the pool set up out back. Yeah, dude, I reached my hand in. I feel like the water was hotter than the air outside. It's like, Jesus Christ, what is it? 120? And then my stupid brain was like, what? Does water boil at 100 degrees? Like, no, you dumbass. It's like 212. Shut up. Stop talking out loud.
Water boil? Yeah, they got the we got the storm a little earlier than you all did, and then they have a fireworks show. I'm not saying it's city-esque, but shrink that down, and you have 3 different docks of individual. But by docks, I mean like property owners who have docks that go out to the water, just loaded with professional level fireworks. Yeah. And they almost compete against one another. And it's about an hour long. It was lovely. Right there.
Isn't that like, and you know, it's almost like America in miniature. Like, that's capitalism, right? Like, the more competition there is, the better things just get. And fireworks have gotten we have competing yards around here. I don't try to compete. I'm like the pre-show. I'm like, there's your warm-up, guys. I spent $250. That's what you get. And then the guy across the street must spend like a couple grand and just fucking blasting mortars all day. But did you see any clips from the DC fireworks?
So, yes, I actually took the time to watch it in its entirety on YouTube. And I don't think I haven't watched years before. But this was incredible. I also watched. Did you see it on like the Brooklyn Bridge? Was the stage for a fireworks show in New York?
No, I did not.
They were shooting it off all the pillars, and it was like the Brooklyn Bridge times a million.
That's awesome. But and this is what I said, and I know like the guy's name's so toxic, but like this is why I don't care what you think of the man. Like, Trump's gonna celebrate America. 850,000 rounds went off in D.C., a world record for the largest fireworks display in history. Okay? And this is the same thing I was talking about with, like, the UFC. You can mock it and say whatever you want. It looked great on television. It was a celebration of America. And I just feel like this guy, being the populist, pompous ass that he is, was just like, I don't care. We're going to do the biggest and the best. It's 250. I'm here. It's my show. And he does things on a grand scale. That's it.
Yeah, I seen it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if any other president was like, look, this is going to be a fireworks show. That's it. We're going to celebrate. It's going to be great. But, you know, we have to be mindful. This is taxpayer dollars. People are like, oh, it's 250. It's 250 years. What the fuck are you doing? Yep. I'm not going to live to see 300. I'm sure as hell not going to live to see 350. Fucking let's rock and roll. Blah, 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 blah. And, you know, curtail all that bullshit. Bring it up on YouTube if you haven't watched it. Get some lube out. Get a couple napkins in your side and let it flow. Because, that grand finale was like 8 minutes of it's almost like you couldn't see fireworks because there were other fireworks blowing up in front of big fireworks.
Yeah, I know. And they put out, and I think that I don't know which health agency put out an alert, but it was just like, if you're old, have breathing problems, or children, be inside immediately following, because there's going to be a cloud of sulfur that will choke you out.
You what? You want a fireworks show? It better be a goddamn public health event.
Goddamn right. And that's what we got.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm A-okay with it. Especially, too, with, like, the World Cup being what it's been. Boo, that last game, Team USA. But, like, being what it's been, having all these other countries, like, in North America, seeing what I've seen. Listen, I've heard good things about Mexico and what they've done. I didn't hear great things about what Canada's been providing. And then I've heard nothing but amazing, immaculate things. It made me feel really patriotic and good about this country of ours. Yeah. Seeing all these foreigners just say all these wonderful things. And so, yes, put on the biggest show ever while your guests are in town. Like, that's what you do.
I didn't watch the fireworks shows in San Francisco, Miami, Los Angeles, Seattle, and I think Houston or Dallas was having another one. I have to assume that those cities put on great fireworks shows, especially for the 250th anniversary of our country. And I hope, I pray that these folks coming in from out of country to watch their team or just to watch the World Cup were like, my God, what the fuck? Like, I have an erection.
Yeah.
I hope.
The budgets for these fireworks are probably the same as, like, all of their missile defense systems in their nation. You know what I mean? For 25 minutes of amazing.
Yeah, that's right. So some of them are ducking. Wait, it's coming in. Incoming. Oh, man. I had a good time. I did it, and it was almost like by that point, because I had 2 days of work, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, we went down to Arlington for a friend's cookout for his 4th of July annual type of thing. And he did it purposely because he said, if I do it on Saturday, no one's going to come. He had a good turnout, but he knew it was going to be kind of light because of the heat and indoors and the 4th of July weekend. Then we do that on Saturday. Honestly, by Sunday, my mind wasn't saying, hey, turn it down. My liver was like, hey, Wes, shit's going bad here, buddy.
Yeah. Just knock that shit off, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about the loss at all? Did you want to dissect that?
I mean, I don't know if there's much to dissect. I don't know what happened to that team. It did whatever we watched in like the previous games. Just I don't know. Did they miss game plan because they weren't sure if like old Flo was going to be there, and then all of a sudden he was, and then I don't know. I don't know. It was just guys standing around, bad passes, bad first touches, like all around I expected it maybe for the first 15 minutes. I know when I played, I was not the best player on the field by any stretch for the first 10 minutes. My adrenaline was pumping. I had to calm the fuck down. I figured after the first goal, it'd be like, all right, let's center ourselves. Then they get that rocket off of the free kick, tie it up. I'm like, okay, even Steven, let's go. 60 seconds later.
Right.
Yeah,
I think it's just is one, the frustrating thing is I work with a lot of people who aren't United States men's national team fans, and having to listen to their dissection of like, this set them back 20 years. Like, all right, look, fucking, you started watching a month ago. Pump the brakes, buddy. Two, I think it's just, they played the worst game that they could have played that day, and Belgium played exceptionally well. And I know they're a European powerhouse as of the last like 12, 13 years, but they played like shit in the group stage. They got lucky to fucking get into the knockout round. They shouldn't have beat Senegal, okay? And then they played a phenomenal game, and kudos to them. My hat's off. They did what they had to do that day. I just felt as though 2-1, they make the changes at half, and like it's really hard to make substitutions in the first half as well as strategic X's and O's changes. It's hard. It's hard to do it on the fly. Your best bet is like, let's get it to half. If I need to make subs and we need to like make formation changes and tactical changes, we'll do it then. And he did. He took Dest out. He brought Reyna in. They were pressing. They were owning the fucking the offensive end of the field. Belgium was sinking in pretty deep, but it seemed as though like, okay, we're going to grind. We're going to grind. We're going to grind. We're going to tie this game up. Then Matt Freese, the goalie, comes out, and makes a great play, immediately followed up by, what am I doing out here? And it was like, it wasn't a gut punch. It was like someone took a syringe full of fucking arsenic and injected it into your testicles.
Yeah. I
It
don't
was
know
just a
what.
bad, they played terrible and Belgium played well. And you run that game back 9 times, you're not going to get that. I don't think you're going to get 4-1. You're going to lose, but it's not 4-1.
No, every fundamental skill on the field was lacking, and I think that's what was the frustrating part for me. It just seemed like guys weren't moving to space properly. When they did, the ball was coming in. I don't know if I don't know. They passing too hard? No, it's professional soccer. You know, like those guys can stop a ball dead still from like 50 yards out in the air at full blast. Like, I don't understand like why, you know, the bad touches, and by bad touch for anybody who doesn't know soccer, it means when the ball hits your foot, how far away from your body does it go? They were leaving them like 2 or 3 feet off their foot every fucking pass that was coming to them.
That's about 1.5 to 2 feet too long.
Yeah. The passes weren't going to the proper space. Just all of the above. Like, there was nothing about that game that I could break down and say like, oh, it was just one thing. No, it was a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and then they got to a point where it's like, well, let's just get it up and over and see if Balogun can run on it. And I get it. He's a freak. He's fast as shit. But you're not going to break down a defense like that. It was desperation mode. And this is mostly in the first half. They did some in the second half. And also, like, Adams, McKinney, and Pulisic, the central midfielders, have been rock solid for the most part, you know, when Pulisic plays. And they got nullified. And it's almost like the team kind of starts doing this like head turn, like, well, if they're not playing well, what the fuck do we do?
Right.
And that's just that I can't figure out. That I can't pinpoint. That I can't, you know, as a fan, and not just a passive fan, a fan of since I was a 4-year-old, I can't look at that game and be like, what went wrong? I have to think Belgium just fucking X's and O'd the shit out of them, which is a shame because that happened in 2022 against Holland. Same thing. They man-marked in the midfield and then be like, wait a minute. Well, they didn't plan on them doing that. So, you know, it's not an athlete thing. It's not. Most of those guys play overseas. You can say it's a goalie. Sure. Right? We've been spoiled with the Tim Howards and the Casey Kellers and the Brad Friedels of the world for 24 years of international soccer. You could say it's a central back thing. Yes, Matt Freese is 38 years old, and he was way overmatched against Belgium. But, like, we had the guns to compete, and that day was not their day.
No, but, like, Pulisic, like, he just, I don't know. I get what you're saying, but a guy like that who's, you know, your captain, you know, he's on every commercial. He's the
face of United States soccer.
He should figure out a way to play the decoy, something. Every pass he got, he held the ball for about, I don't know, 2/3 of a second, and then just dumped it right back to whoever gave it to him, and then just didn't really do much. And then when he hurt his ankle, it was like, oh, okay. I was actually I'm not saying I'm glad he got hurt, but like when he hurt his ankle, I'm like, good, get him out because he's not decoying, he's not controlling the ball, he's not, maybe somebody else coming in is going to, like, Belgium won't know what to do with him.
And you make a great point because, like, as a field player, when you're 1 of 10 and you're getting smothered, and he was, you have to find other ways to be deceptive. You can't control the game, but you can garner attention that makes points of the other field open for other players. And he wasn't doing that. He was, like, you know, gravitating towards the ball like me. And when he got it, he either turned it over or, you said, just made the easy pass backwards. And I, you know, credit to Belgium. I mean, I've always liked Belgium. Always have. I like De Bruyne. Lukaku can go fuck himself now because he was doing the Hulk Hogan, like, oh, okay, hand behind the ear. He may have gotten some things said to him, but yeah, tough loss, man. Because the core of this team is now like 26, 27, and they're already talking about 2030, as we should. We want to look forward to it, but It's like, dude, I think if we were going to make our mark, you know, because, like, here's the thing. I asked a lot of people this, and I said, what would have been successful? Us beating Belgium and then losing to Spain, and everyone said, yeah, that's the benchmark. That's what we should have done. We should have gotten to the round of 8 against Spain, and then if we lost to Spain, fine. I'm like, one more game, okay?
Yeah. And actually, I agree with that assessment. I thought, like, that this getting there and having a chance, like, I don't know. I mean, God, imagine if we made it to the Final Four. I mean, like that. But you can imagine a lot of things. I mean, Portugal didn't, you know, poor Cristiano Ronaldo. I just, like, it's over. I mean, that guy's had how many chances? And in this household, with a Portuguese national living under the roof, God, I felt so bad for her watching that one go down, man.
And that's like, I had coworkers who were like shitting on him for being at 6 World Cups and not having won one. I said, look, he won the European Championship in 2016. And it was almost like this. I don't know if Wes is fucking with this because he knows a lot of soccer, but we're just going to say that he's insulting and trying to, propel the European Championship as it actually means something. And they all kind of like, whatever. I was like, I don't think you understand how hard Euro is the second hardest tournament.
Yeah.
And it's pretty close to the World Cup.
Because you're only omitting, like, this side of the world. I mean, and this side of the world hasn't been. I mean, Argentina's been.
6 of the 8 teams in the last 8 are European teams.
Yeah. No. Oh, by the way, speaking of European teams, fucking dude. By the way, don't watch the clip. Don't try to figure out how Homeboy hurt himself from the English national team. Don't do that. And what's funny is Kane was getting interviewed, no voice, and it's like, I think he's all right. He's it's just more like, I think he's all right. Just said he hurt his arm. And I was like, oh, hurt his arm. Oh, no big deal. He'll be fine. And then I watched the clip and I'm like, no. You can't play with that. I don't care if it's your arm and you play soccer. It's over. What a dumb fucking way to take yourself out of the biggest tournament in the world.
That's So I play co-ed on Tuesday nights, and our goalie is Mexican. It's weird. His English is superb, but I also think that no matter how you dice it, if you didn't grow up here, there's going to be a language barrier. And Sarah asked, who are you rooting for now? And he's like, well, since England beat Mexico, I'm pulling for England. And then I said, hey, did you see that guy hurt himself and fucking celebrate in the end? Fucking broke the shit out of his arm. He's like, oh, no, it wasn't a break. It was just a fracture. It's like, okay.
There's levels to fractures, and they're all breaks. Just letting you know.
Didn't want to get into an anatomy discussion with the guy who's English is a second language. So,
but as a soccer player, by the way, I saw how he did it, and I know you were like, when I texted to you, and you were like, yeah, he's dumbass celebrating like that. Like, he wasn't even celebrating. He was hop skipping over a fencing, and like,
right. I
don't know how many times I've done that, like, little, like, lean left, hop with your legs, and pull your hips over move, and just the fact that a professional world-class soccer player fucking ate shit.
They're just like us. They make mistakes.
It did. It actually gave me a lot of pride that, like, yep, you never done that one.
Right. Yeah, and I was bringing this up after we talked about that, celebratory act. I think it was the second Holland goal against Brazil, right?
Okay, sure. I haven't watched as much. I haven't been able to watch as much as you've been able to watch. But
so Erling Haaland scores the second goal. Mind you, he's 6'5", probably 230. He's a
sorry.
bull.
You just said Holland, and I was like, who did Holland play? Like the country. No. Sorry,
Erling Haaland, striker for Norway. Looks like Vigo from Ghostbusters 2.
Oh yeah. That guy. Yeah.
That guy. So one of his teammates jumps on his back, and then another teammate jumps on the teammate's back for a piggyback. Holland kind of like buckles, but he's strong enough to hold. If I'm the coach, I'm like, yo, don't do that.
Dude, the scariest thing in soccer, as far as I was concerned, I was always scared to score a goal because you get fucking mobbed.
Yeah.
And they're mobbing you. And I'm, at that time in my life, like 120 pounds, and right. I've got an entire soccer team jumping on top of me? No. You want another one of these things, these rare gems from an Andrew Murr, you better leave me the fuck alone. I would always try to run away from everyone.
Run and dive down, and get flat, cover your head. There's a great clip. It was when Florida played Ohio State in the national championship game. I think it was 2006. Ted Ginn, star wide receiver for Ohio State, initial kickoff, gets it, runs it back, runs to and then obviously the team, like 12 seconds off the clock, you score 6 points, you're already amped up to the fucking tee. They go flying in, and some lineman from that fucking kickoff return goes sliding in and tears his ankle to bits. Now, he didn't break it, but sprained it to where he couldn't play anymore. I was like, man, if I was a coach, I'd be like, your scholarship's revoked, young man. You're fucked. You're going to be digging ditches in Oklahoma for the next 4 years.
Well, it's like Aaron Rodgers last year when like somebody like I don't know what they knocked him the fuck down and he was just like, the fuck are you doing? Like
yeah.
Like what do you, yeah, thanks for being happy, but like let's not kill the golden goose while we're at it.
Yeah, you just go up and you hold your hand out for a high five and that's that. Ugh. All right. Middle Classholes, everyone. Murr and Foxman, just us running tonight. We got Alan next week. Stick around. I'm going to bring you a BuzzFeed list. It's some polite burns that sting more than actually using swear words. So if you really want to torch someone without cursing, these are some of the things that they suggest. Some of these. Okay, first of all, this is an Oscar Wilde quote. We might need to deconstruct this one because I'm not familiar with it. Some people bring joy wherever they go. Others, whenever.
That's way too philosophical for so the person you're using that on is going to be like, okay, whatever.
Whenever I choose. Whenever I want to.
Oh, before we keep going, I'll forget this. I heard William he was on his VR and he goes, you know why you look like that? And somebody said, why? He's like, because your mom smoked when she was pregnant. I was like, oh, nice. That's a good 11-year-old burn right there.
Quote, thanks for helping. It was like doing it by myself, but harder.
I'm locking that one down.
That's rough because I like, obviously it's almost like thanking someone for helping you who you don't like. You know what I mean?
Well, or someone who volunteers to come help you and you're like, I'm good. And they insist.
I'm good. Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, can you grab, all right, fine. Can you go grab that? Not that. No, that. No, not that. I'll do it. And this was already frustrating and you really made it worse.
See, I'm thinking like, okay, moving. I know you haven't done it in a long time. I haven't either, but I know like when people ask for help for moving, I always volunteer because I know it sucks. And I know that the more hands, the more the merrier in that type of situation. And I'm always like, look, tell me what to do. I'm a dumb big man. You tell me what to pick up and lift. You tell me where to put it. And that's what I'm going to do. And then when I'm done that, I'm going to come back and I'm asking the same thing. So you might as well give me a lot. You might as well give me a list. I had like 12 people help me move the last time. And I don't think there was a situation where I would have singled someone out and be like, hey, thanks for helping. It's like me doing it by myself, but a lot harder.
Yeah. I think it's different when people have volunteered. I think you're a little more patient. But
yeah, that's right.
I mean, love my wife. I actually avoid when I tell her I'm going to go do something. It's like, oh, I can help. I'm like, I don't think you can because please just, it's not going to go well for either one of us. We're going to be in a fight.
It's going to be a small area, small confined area. The two isn't merrier. This is I get it because it's got the logo. You could trip over a wireless signal.
That's just dumb.
Okay, all right. May your day be pleasant as you are. Okay.
That's just something you say to like it's a rude bitch at the fast food counter.
Yeah. Because you're a miserable prick, and may your day be pleasant as you are. I don't mind that. I try to find. I'm gonna have to bank a couple of these, but we're gonna keep going.
Like the alternate version of that is like have the day you deserve. That's right. Feels like very similar.
Flip side of that, I envy the people who have never met you. That's good.
Oh, here's one of my my originals. Maybe it's not original. Maybe it's like parallel thinking. But it's like they say if you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough. And Wes Fox, you're the toughest man I know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like was it being dumb is like being dead. When you're dead, you don't know it. Same applies for being dumb. Yeah, here you go. This is like a piggyback of that. Wisdom has been chasing you your entire life, but you have always been faster. It's like a person going up a mountain of books. Well, you did your best, and that's what's so sad. God, honestly, he was never my coach, but that sounds like a George Reynolds type thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Or for in my case, Charles Givens, but he wouldn't have put it so eloquently. He was, y'all suck. You guys suck.
Yeah, George Reynolds was an old school guy, man.
By the way, we're talking about old school coaches. those of you who are listening, sports coach.
Yeah, high school coaches. George Reynolds he did not. There was no constructive criticism. It was mainly criticism.
Right. Yeah, that's a fair point, man. I'm gonna have to use that one. You only have 2 brain cells, and they're both fighting for the third place.
They're both fighting for third place. That's pretty good.
Let's see here. You get lost in an empty room. So these are like, you're a fucking moron. Yeah, you could get lost in an empty room. You have the confidence of someone who's never been fact-checked. Yeah,
that applies
man.
to most of the fucking internet world at this point. And do you ever watch, I can't remember the name of the financial show, but it's that Caleb Hammer guy. He's like kind of a pudgy dude, kind of a little bit of a goatee, glasses, and No, he does like a YouTube show. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Caleb Hammer. I can't remember the name of his podcast, but he has these people on for financial advice, and it's just, What was the quote again?
You have the confidence of someone who's never been fact checked.
Yes, there's just people that come on there and start spouting things. And he's like, "Why do you think that's true?" And it's like he says that kind of phrase a lot. Why do you believe that is a thing? And he just has these people on, and it just feels like they spend most of their life either not at work because they wouldn't be on the show otherwise, but mostly online, and they're really, really dedicated to their conspiracy theories and have never looked up to see if a single one of them holds an ounce of water.
That's like, because when dealing with someone like that, you want to get a baseline. You know what I mean? You have to break it down to like, all right, like where do we find the base of where you and I can agree? And then let's build up from there. And usually you get to square one. It's like, God. And why do you think this is true? And well, how much time do you have? I don't know, 3 minutes.
Well, one of the people he had on, he was like, so you have 2 credit cards. What do you use them for? And he's like, oh, well, this one's just for purchases, and this one's just for food. And he's like, yeah, I can see that. It's McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A. He's like, yeah, that way I can keep track of like what I'm buying. He's like, it's maxed out. What does it matter? What does imagine having a whole credit card just for fast food.
That's maxed out.
It's maxed out.
We've got to get that credit up a little bit.
You have to
listen. I'm looking for another $4,000 on that. Yes, sir. We can do that. 12% interest.
I just don't. It always makes me feel better about me because I'm not the thriftiest spender, but I have no debt. I have one credit between me. We have one credit card. Every bill is auto-paid on that credit card. The only bill I pay is my credit card bill.
God, okay. Yeah. That's not bad. Sarah and I both have Chase Southwest cards, and she grills me every time because when you buy, first of all, when you purchase stuff on that, you get Southwest points.
Right.
And then you can use that for flights. But I can also use her points on flights that we both purchase, and I never do. I always just bum rush it and get the flights, and then I don't ever put her as like a frequent flyer to get more points for her stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. And that may have flown, pun intended, after the first or second. Now that we've gone on flights with Southwest, I don't know, 25 times. I thought I'd learned my lesson. Yeah. Which brings me to my next one. I have neither the time nor the crayons to explain this to you.
This is good. I don't really have any. Yeah. I have no notes. This is awesome.
There was a really good Frasier episode where he was getting into it with and I don't know if it was. It was like a sports disc jockey, I think. It may have been just another disc jockey in the Seattle area who had basically like a rap battle type thing, but on their shows, and they never. They weren't actually talking to one another. It was like reading a report, dissing the other DJ, same type of thing. And then Frasier, of course, is like, I don't know what crown box he broke out to write this goddamn letter to me. Yeah. He's like, I hope he comes to this office right now. And it turns out he was there.
What always amazed me about the fact that Frasier was such a huge show is that Frasier was like my least favorite character from Cheers. It just
really?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have to go back and like rewatch. Maybe I was too young to understand like the philosophical babblings of Frasier Crane and the Cheers bar. But I just never appreciated Frasier at all. And then I loved the show. So I was like, why did I hate him here but love him here? It just, I don't know. It was always strange.
See, I'm too. So I had to catch up when I started watching. Frasier was already there, and then remember he was it Diane? He was the first bar back from the one that took over for Rebecca. It was Diane Crane.
Wait,
yeah, Shelley Long.
Yeah, the actress was Shelley Long.
Yeah, he was dating her.
Yes.
So he was only supposed to be like a semi-regular, and the crowd apparently they got phenomenal responses. So they were like, okay, well he's a regular, and that was the third season. I didn't start watching until about the fourth or fifth season when I was a kid.
Yeah, I know.
With my parents, and he was indoctrinated. To me, he was a regular part of the cast. To someone who watched since day one,
yeah,
which always kind of an interloper,
which was me. But like, I guess I didn't get that. Now that I'm older, I get that he was like the foil to Sam. Like Sam was like kind of, it's kind of duh. But he had good bar logic, whereas Frasier had actual logic.
Logic, yeah.
But I guess I was more of a Woody and less of a
right.
less of a
this
Frasier.
Is funny. I've used this twice in the last 10 days, and I'm going to use this on this show. You remember the first 1 to 2 minutes was just a bit that had nothing to do with the show that led into the greatest intro song of all time. And Frasier shows up. It's Norman, Cliff, and Woody. That's it. Everyone else is out. Woody's like polishing glasses. It's closing time. He's like, "Oh, Dr. Crane, what are you doing here so late?" He's like, "Oh, I had to come by. Lilith is pregnant. She's got me making all these runs for food. I had to go get her some flour." Like, "What are you baking her a pie or a cake or a pizza or something?" She's like, "No, she's just eating balls of flour by the handful."
Greatest cold opening for me is this old grizzled just vet comes in. Is like, the old bar, man. I haven't been here and I don't know when. Like, they changed it all around. Like, that staircase actually used to go the other way and led upstairs, and over there was this and this and this, and where Norm's sitting, and like Norm's always been there. Like, everything's changed.
Norm is sitting there.
Yeah. And right behind Norm, like, this guy hadn't been there in 40 years, so he knows who Norm is.
Norm's always been a staple. This one I get, but I think if you tell it to the dumber side of the crowd, it might not resonate. So I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it to you.
I've used similar phrasings to, I can explain it to you, but I can't make you understand it. I got a lot of that where I work.
God, man, and there are philosophical quotes about not getting into an argument with idiots. They'll drag you down to your depths and beat you up with their logic, which doesn't exist. Same thing applies. This one, though, this is what I like. I hope your pillow is always warm on both sides.
Stuart Scott really made that phrase cooler than
the other side of the pillow. Yeah, God rest his soul, man. We talked about Jackass changing a generation. Stuart Scott changed I used to wake up.
Well, I know about a young Wesley Fox in Sports Center.
Yeah.
You probably watched that if you could, if it was available, a 24-hour fucking repeat cycle.
It's right. Actually, when I was in Cleveland a couple weeks ago for a wedding, Sarah had to get out of the hotel room early to go get hair and makeup done. So I had about 3 hours to myself. Then luckily I got picked up by one of the groomsmen because they're like, "Oh, what are you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "I got nothing to do." I'm like, we're just going to get changed. We're going to get changed at the groom's house and we're going to fucking drink beer. And I was like, "All right, well, what are you saying?" Like, "Yeah, we'll come and pick you up." Like, "All right. Fucking A." And, I got picked up. He's like, "What did you do?" I was like, I watched Sports Center 4 times. I stretched. I read. And I drank some coffee, and I took a shower, and you picked me up. It's like, 4 times? It's like, well, 2 times intently, 2 times on in the background. Kind of my elevator music.
But Sports Center itself kind of changed, news dissemination in all forms. Like, I would say Sports Center and The Daily Show with Jon Stewart changed the way broadcasts are performed by all professions, across the board. Just that witty banter back and forth, having a duo doing the thing, and just, goddamn, man. I mean, and it wasn't just Stuart Scott, but he had a lot of,
He
Booyah.
did, and listen, I love Craig Kilborn. I love Dan Patrick. I love Charlie Steiner. I love a lot of those guys from that era. And I have to say, like, a guy like Stuart Scott made them better, made them less fucking Walter Cronkite and more pop culture fucking icons. And
he was more glib. He was a little more like loose with it. Like, we can be professional, but we also need to relate to our sports loving audience.
Yeah, we're calling highlights. Do you think we're calling this to fucking 13-year-old kids who have a basketball hoop in their bedroom that they dunk fucking 30 times? Come on, let's pizzazz it up a little bit.
I genuinely think that has to do with like a black guy working in like a majority like white culture at ESPN at that time. It's like, our audience is like 50-50. It ain't all just a bunch of stiff white dudes. Let's put a little pizzazz on some of the things that we're doing, and that's what he did. And thank God for him.
And if you really want to break it down, you're talking about a younger white culture that's influenced by hip hop.
Yeah.
People who are listening and want to hear cooler than the side of the pillow. Can I get a witness from the congregation? Can I get a witness? Yeah. He's getting freaked with the Baduka dunk. That was one I always loved. Because around that time, Maryland basketball was good, and we got a lot of Baduka dunks. Fred Rogers would be disappointed in your choices right now.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That's very Zeitgeistian, because if you say that to like a 20, 22, 25, maybe even a 30-year-old, it might not hit home. But, you and I.
Can I just say, I said this, I uttered the phrase, yes, what you talking about, Willis, a few days ago. And I was just like, oh my God, how many people, like, most people still understand that that's a phrase. They don't necessarily get the reference, but how long has that endured now?
What you talking about, Willis? I'm 50 plus.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Anytime somebody fucks up parking, I'll go, like a glove. And I'm just thinking, how many people realize that is an Ace Ventura quote, because Ace Ventura is now like 35 years old.
Yeah, or Bye Felicia. Oh, Friday.
And how terrible has it been for every woman named Jenny for the last 30 years?
Yeah. God, I hope this movie doesn't stick. Maybe it's just a pass. Maybe it's just a blow over.
Just a phase.
Which is what, I don't know, it was like circa 2015, that stupid What Does the Fox Say?
Yeah.
And I thought, like, okay, yeah, this song isn't going to stick. There's
no
way.
You don't get that? Yeah, but that's not. It didn't, though. It did, but it didn't. I mean,
for 6 months, I'd get some dumbass. Yeah. Hey, Wes, what did the fox say? Like, oh, you're so funny. God. Fred Rogers would be disappointed in you right now, dickwad. Okay. This is more, it's not necessarily a single type of sentence, but again, we're talking about changing of the times. Classic Yo Mama jokes always hit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. But especially when they fucking actually hit, because sometimes they're just lame. William's been doing a lot of Yo Mama stuff recently. He just discovered that. And sometimes it's like, all right, but sometimes it's just like, oh, damn. It hurts your soul.
Yeah, I had like 2 small like paperback books of Your Mama jokes, and my mom, you could tell she was just like, God, I'm hoping you would read something a little more enlightening. Like, no, I got to read these and take these back to my 4th grade friends,
right? Because
I need artillery.
But by the way, what's great about William doing the Yo Mama jokes is because, like, he loves his Grammy, and he'll be like, I'll say something like, Yo Mama. I'm like, oh, your grandmother? Hmm?
Yeah,
I didn't mean it. Yeah, no, I'm going to tell her about it tomorrow. I'm like, no, don't.
Yeah, your mom was so ugly the neighbors pitched in to buy curtains. That's what she said. I'm going to tell her. You said that.
I'll let Grammy know. Let her know tomorrow when I drop you off.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the curtain shut when I do it too.
Weep. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Talk about anxiety, right?
Exactly. Maybe I'm part of the problem.
Keep it moving, train wreck. This isn't your station. I do like that. I do like that.
That one's good. That one's good because it's so easy. It's not offensive. It's just easy peasy, breezy.
It's like a good Bart Garria. He could have used a few of those. Yeah. We have a few common friends that could have used that term 10, 15, 25
times a
years
minute.
ago.
No.
Probably, yeah. Probably since we were 13. Okay, this is more professional. I like it. I get it. I don't necessarily know if it's within the realm of this list, but I'll go with it anyway. As per my last email. So basically, you write an email that explains or describes
hey, shithead,
goes
you
over
didn't,
something.
You didn't get it last time I told you.
Someone professional just goes off on the deep end and says something else, and he's like, "Hey, as per my last email, like, hey, fuckface." Yeah, it's a professional dig, and no one. I'm waiting for the day because I had to go through at least twice a year. I have to go through these like professional development things, which is basically a PowerPoint followed by someone just talking, and it's like skip. All right, I'll do the quiz at the end. I'm waiting for the day that's no longer acceptable. You can no longer say as per my last email.
Oh, why? Because it hurts their soul, or because, I mean, to me, I'm sorry, but if that's the case, you're the dipshit. You're the dipshit for asking the question that was previously answered that you didn't take the time. No, fuck that. No, that's not on you. Yeah, that might be a dickish comment from you, but it's a very professional way of saying you're unprepared. Would you rather, here's the question though, would you rather somebody say, as per my last email, or like, well, obviously you did not prepare for this meeting because, and then explain to them, which, I mean, technically is the more professional way to handle it. Otherwise, but as per my last email is almost like a breeze-by throwaway that most people in the room may not catch, but the person fucking asking the question is like, oh, shit.
Otherwise, one, they won't get it. You got to rub their nose in the proverbial poopy. Second of all, I have been the recipient of per my last email and totally warranted, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, good. Did that. Third, there was one where I got from a coworker per my last email, and I dug up per my last email, and I almost hit her up with a per the last email squared, and I was told not to do that. I thought, oh man, this would be. I don't even know how to type out the squared root.
The only time that ever happened, I was in radio, and my boss, who was being a dick at the time, did the per my last email. So I went back thinking I was the asshole and reread the email. Wasn't nothing about that was in the email. So I copied the entire email, pasted it into a new email, and then just at the bottom right, what I missed. That one didn't go over well.
Per your last email.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, but it was like my way of being like, fuck you. Like, what did I miss? Like, I was asking a relevant question that you never fucking answered. And he also said mute points, so there's that as well.
Well, yeah, I guess when you're the boss, you're the boss. I've heard this. I've never used it because I don't get it. Lint liquor.
Like I guess you lick lint.
I get it, but what are you, so dumb? Are you fucking licking lint off a carpet or something?
I guess it might be a nicer way of saying like window liquor, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah, I've never really heard that one.
Yeah.
Or wait, what was that commercial? Like was it like you lint licking? Like, you remember what I'm talking about? It was like a.
Yeah.
Did she call him a lint licker?
She did, but I thought that was a play on words because she wanted to call him a ball licker or something.
I don't know. Yeah, that one I don't get.
Yeah. I mean, is it just you have the brain power of a dog and you lick lint, and that's, you're a dummy.
Well, I guess you'd be stupid if you licked lint, and maybe it's just you say it so quickly like they don't get. I don't know. Yeah,
lint licker. Yeah, it might fly over their head. Yeah, because I mean, mouth breather is my go-to for dum-dum.
I won't say the kid's name, but I remember in 5th grade, Mrs. Betts was like talking about like things that you can do that make people that show people that you're dumber than you actually are, or maybe you're dumb as you look. And she's like, and people who sit and just breathe through their mouth with their mouth open, like. And this, I just looked over this one kid. Oh, you mean Mark? Okay. Perfect example. And let me tell you, he fit the bill.
Yeah, they usually do. Yeah. And not only are there mouth breathers, there are metaphorical mouth breathers. There are like kind of the, what's the, Christ, you're the dumbest person in the room and you don't know it.
Same thing with the asshole. Yeah. What?
There's a syndrome for that.
I don't know. The quote I always hear is, if everybody in the room's the asshole, maybe you're the asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that one. It's a syndrome?
Imposter syndrome. Oh, Dunning-Kruger effect. Yeah, that's not exactly the dumbest person in the room. That's just dumbasses coming up with dumb conspiracies. That's it. I saw that this was during like post COVID, and this guy on some social media short was like, if you take 6 vials of raw processed granulated liquid garlic and you chug it, it'll make you impervious to it. And the guy's like, have you ever heard of Dunning-Kruger effect? It's like, what are you gonna That's where I get that from. But anyway, there you go. Lint and liquor, we'll figure it out. Folks, if you have a
lint
story
liquor in your
or
life,
example, or a lint liquor in your life that you have called a lint liquor and they don't know it, by all means, let the middle class holes know. All right, Andrew, I want to get smart. I want to get anti-lint licking. I want to start licking pineapple seeds off of fucking models' taints.
All right. There's a few quotes that we've already read that all apply to you right now.
What Mr. Rogers is going to be upset with me? Of course he would.
Before we
He never
expand
did
your
that.
knowledge, I do want to let everybody know that if you see cherries that are twice as much as the other cherries, buy them. I bought some cherries. I saw like the regular, like, you know, really dark red cherries at the supermarket, and then they were like $2.99 a pound. I was like, oh, and this is exactly a pound. Okay, so these are $3. And then I looked up, and there were some for $6.99, and I was like, well, $6.99 cherries better taste a lot better than the $2.99 cherries I bought, and they do. So do that for yourself.
So
oh
you
my
get
God,
more bang for your buck. I mean, I buy the Honeycrisp apples, which are like $3.99 a pound, and they are.
There's no other apple. Stop eating other apples. Period. Do not put them in your fridge. Let them get nice and chilled, and just you can bite into a Honeycrisp with your bottom teeth and rip up and get half an apple in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's goddamn glorious.
I was on the call with a partner that we use, basically a company that we use for work that we don't do, I'm friends with everyone within the company. He was talking to me about a project. I bid into one, and I was like, yeah. He's like, are you all right, man? I was like, nah, I just bit into a Honeycrisp. Man, these fuckers are good. He's like, oh, yeah, totally. Oh, by the way, before you get into it, man, right, we could use this for an opening, but fuck it. I'm going to tell you. We talked about, I wanted to think like, we did a bit 2 or 3 weeks ago about people who realize things in their life, you know, like the person who said, I thought all songs on the radio were performed live. That Feet was a rapper. This is not on that plane of that, but Sarah, the other day, we were cleaning up a bunch of stuff in the house. We had like a whole day of just getting prepped for her friend who's visiting, and she was like slamming coffee, and she's like, man, this coffee's setting in, the back of my knees are starting to sweat. You know what I'm talking about? And I was like, nope, I've never had that feeling ever before in my life. And she was like, wait, what? And she's like, I was like, no. And then she said, you mean your shins don't sweat either after a good cup of coffee? It's like,
that's a physiological response that you should have a doctor check out for you.
Back of my knees and my shins don't sweat after a good cup of Joe there, sweetheart. I don't know.
But I will say meat sweats is a real thing, strangely enough.
Yeah. And then she, to her credit, she said, I think it has to do with the fact that I grew up wearing shin guards and playing a bunch of soccer and all the shit I had to wear for lacrosse, and those perspiration spots sweat more when I drink caffeine. And I was like, yeah, I mean, makes sense. I love you, baby. Actually, turn around. Let me get the back of that knee.
Sorry, just since we're on the topic, since Maria's from another country, she's had a really hard time with like colloquialisms, and my favorite one that we in this house still use to this day is one day she looked at me and she goes, well, shoot yourself. Because it suit yourself, but I started laughing because it was like, it still works. It's the same phrase. That one's just a little more aggressive.
Right. Then you should throw her this isn't a curveball. This is like a knuckleball from Tim Wakefield. You should say, kill self.
No. But let's get to it. Let's get to some 5 fun facts for you on a Friday. Brought to you, of course, by our very many sponsors. You can find the Shin Splints Recovery Group. You got some weird sweats that happen after you drink coffee, happening only below the knee and above the ankle. Maybe the Shin Splints Recovery Group has some advice for you. You can also check out the Flat Earth Science Advocates for Truth on Facebook, and, of course, our good friend, the Cuckster. That's Cuckster for life on both TikTok and Instagram. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you on a Friday. And this theme tonight is sometimes we overthink things, and sometimes nature will just handle it for you. This is my favorite one. I don't know why I'm blowing the lead with it, but did you know? In the birdie protected landscape area in the Czech Republic, officials had spent 7 years navigating bureaucracy, permits, land disputes, and funding for a $1.2 million project to build small dams to restore wetland damaged by old military drainage systems. But then a colony of about 8 beavers moved in around 2025 and quickly built a series of natural dams in the exact spots that they were planning to build the dams themselves. Mud, stones, and wood restored the entire property, and they did it for absolutely $0, 0 cents, no permits, no fees.
The Middle Classholes salute you, Czech beavers. I think, okay, one, 7 years of bureaucracy in the Czech Republic, that's kind of weird. I thought you could just blow through all the permitting and things like that. I thought that's, the beauty of other countries like that, where in America, it's like, well, hold on, man, we're going to have to spend the next decade to kind of get through the logistics of this. Two, $1.2 million, 7 years, they blew their budget out of the water. You could have had like 8 guys trying to fucking figure that out, and that's their salary plus yeah, they were in debt thinking about it.
I'm sure there was I'm sure all the stalemates had to do with like whose pockets are getting greased for this project.
Yeah. I don't know, and I don't know the timeline of this. Perhaps it may have been when the Czech Republic was kind of starting to break up.
If the Beavers did it in 2025 and they say it took 7 years, that means it was like 2018 when they started talking about it. So
which is now Czechia, right? It's no longer the Czech Republic. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I'm just thinking. I mean, every World Cup you get a couple new countries in that.
Yeah,
that's true. Bosnia and Herzegovina, 2 countries in one. God, that's unfair. But I just think, maybe I should stop bitching about things like that taking a long time here in the States. It happens in other countries. But what, to build dams, or at least what, to study to build dams, or they wanted to build dams?
They just wanted to build these dams. But I think what the most hilarious part is, I'll give them credit. They were picking the right spots in the river, apparently, because the exact spots they were planning to build the dams is exactly where the beavers like, yeah, we should do it right here. So
I think this is where you have a boss and his his understudy, and the other study gets to do one of the "you're dumb, Mr. Rogers would be disappointed in you now." What the fuck's Mr. Rogers?
But did you know, after the 1986 nuclear disaster, humans evacuated the area in Chernobyl and spent years on containment, cleanup, and monitoring just how they were going to continue to contain the radiation that had already been released. With people gone, wildlife, including rare species like wolves, bears, lynx, and birds, all thrived on their own. The abandoned zone turned into Europe's largest de facto wildlife sanctuary.
Yeah. I feel like you did a, did you know, fact, maybe less than a year ago that had to do with the fungus.
Yes, a new fungus has formed in the area and kind of taken over. Yeah. So and it's actually absorbing like the radiation from the ground. So they're thinking now that the radioactivity will lessen like twice as fast because of it.
Right. One thing I find fascinating about that is that they were like, all right, man, we got to contain this. We're going to build a concrete dome around the puppy. And it didn't really do a whole lot. And that years later, they were like, okay, we can start doing, I think you can do a little more than a day tour if you want to. You might have to sign a waiver or something like that, but you can spend about 12 to 13 hours in there and do a tour. But what they found is that most of the city's looted. Everything's fucking, tagged, and anything that was worth of any value has been stolen, which brings me to, like, those fucking insane bastards who were so broke that they went into a radiation-filled area to steal.
From what I understand, if you go, you can go, and like you said, do a tour, but then you've gotten all of your radiation for the year. So, like, if you go and do it, you can do it, but that's it. Like
I wonder if you do that, they tell you to avoid other areas.
probably
You know what I mean?
like
Hey, well, I don't know anything. I don't know what in this world would offer more radiation, but if you do that tour, then they say, hey, look, FYI, for your own health, avoid da 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 or these areas.
well, like
Hey, don't go to Beijing, and I'm making that up, but just out of curiosity.
now you should definitely fact check me on this, but I think there's like a reason like pilots are limited to like a certain amount of flight hours because like they catch a lot of radiation from being where they are in the atmosphere. So yeah, because like you get dosed on a flight. Apparently, I did not realize how much so until I heard somebody talking about it.
I wonder if so. I mean, the same would apply to someone who like travels for business a lot, right?
Yeah.
Or do the pilots take the blunt end of it?
I mean, no, I just think that the pilot, even though so a pilot's going to do like probably 4 flights a day.
Yeah.
You're going to take one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so yes, even though if you're traveling a lot for business, you are catching a lot, but
You're not in the pilot realm.
yeah, you're not in the pilot realm of radiation. Did you know officials introduced cane toads from South America in the 1930s to combat cane beetles that were devastating crops in Australia? A seemingly straightforward biological control plan. The toads became a massive invasive pest themselves, spreading across northern Australia, poisoning native wildlife, and defying decades of expensive eradication campaigns. Over time, native species, though, began evolving a resistance to the toad's toxin, while the ecosystem adapted around.
You know, for a country that has saltwater crocs, Tasmanian devils, poisonous snakes, just a handful of other nasty fucking creatures. Let's bring in an invasive species that's venomous. And then over a period of time, those things that are hunting, or those things that the toads are hunting, then build up a tolerance to venom. Man, look at that recipe. The Australians. Now, I mean, I would like to visit Australia one day, but I'm talking like Melbourne, Sydney. I'm not talking about that middle patch that's nothing.
I don't know that even the people that are in the middle patch want to be in the middle patch. I mean, like,
I think they are prisoners that aren't prisoners of anything. You know what I mean? Just like a couple thousand miles to the east and west.
Look,
with
man,
no money.
If you want to be left alone, true freedom, you go where no one wants to find you. That's it. I mean, that's always how it's been. Those guys, you know what's crazy about that, too? As I was watching one of those gold mining shows, like in Australia, there are certain, like that same section you're talking about, there are literally gold nuggets just sitting on the ground, just sitting there. And like, yeah, you have to go brave all the things that you're talking about, all the venom, all the deadly things.
No water.
No water, the sun. But man, you can walk around and pick up fucking, $100 rocks.
Yeah. You could, like, I mean, there are east to west highways that, run through the heart of Australia. And I've actually Google mapped them a few times, like dropped the guy there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, this, holy shit. Like, this is not like equating to my cross country journey. Like, there was parts of Wyoming where I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, if we were to break down, I'm not saying we're fucked, but we're semi-fucked. I've seen like gas stations that don't have anything much more than like a couple 100 miles east or west of it. I'm like, what do these people fucking do? Do they barter with people who are buying gas? Hey,
Probably.
man, you got a candy bar on there? You got
Well,
or they hunt rabbit.
When I went cross country, I can't. It was Midwest, almost west. It was like that Arizona, New Mexico, whatever, where they put the sign up that says next gas station 120 miles. Like basically fill the fuck up. And I had to fill up somewhere in that 120 mile gap. And I got to this little rinky dink gas station in a town that had no business even having an exit off the highway. And it was just people sitting in the gas station, like playing cards, like a 12-pack of Pepsi, like just that was it. And I walked in, and it was the old school pump too, where like the numbers roll, and you had to
put the like the clock on their bedside stand.
But it was like an old West movie when I opened the door, like cling cling, and then everybody just what you doing here? Like,
man, you smell funny, bro.
At the time, it was like, give me 20, like on pump.
That's CK1. What'd you call me?
Can I get 20 on the pump.
Yeah. One of my like when Dewey and I drove cross country. I mean, we went Baltimore, Columbus, Iowa City, Cheyenne, Wyoming. That was the fucking haul.
Oh yeah.
Cheyenne, Boise, Idaho, Eugene, Oregon. But somewhere in between that Iowa City, Cheyenne, Wyoming venture, Nebraska is a lot longer than anyone thinks.
Oh yeah.
I'm just telling you that right now. And somewhere in western Nebraska, when it stops becoming the heartland and starts becoming the nothing land,
yeah,
rocks and dirt and government owned thing. But I was like, hey, yeah, we need to get gas, and I got brake checked inadvertently by someone in front of me, and I locked him up, and our cooler went front and doused everything. I was like, oh shit, like I'm really sorry. And dude was like, man, you got that shit all over my books, man. And I said, I'm about to rub your face in your fucking books, brother. I've been driving for the last 6 hours through like something out of a Mad Max movie.
Yeah, dude. People don't realize like how that's the thing. I don't want to get all political here, but like big city people don't understand how the rest of the country actually operates. I mean, we've talked about it on this show, like, you know, everybody's like, oh, take public transportation. And I've bitched about the public transportation even in a fairly metropolitan state like Maryland. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in some parts. Like, and there's places where, like, there's no buildings. There are dwellings, there are structures, but there are not what you would classify as a building. And when you get out to those desolate areas of the country, it's a different type of living, man. I remember driving through Arizona, and like you would look way off in the distance, and you would see like a shack with a smokestack. Like that was it. Someone lived there.
That's right. Yeah, and to circle back, I mean, yeah, Google Map some of the middle parts of Australia. You will be shocked. And then I'd say there are great cities. I mean, Perth is on the East Coast. You have Melbourne, Sydney, and a few others on the west. But in that middle, there's frogs that now
frags
that now they're being hunted because the crickets have.
I don't know. I'm not going to read it. They did the same thing with cats, by the way. Like in Australia, there's like they hunt cats, like feral cats. Like there's like I think I want to say it was like Rogan was talking about going to Australia, and they had like there was like a hunting magazine, and the hunting magazine was just featuring like feral cat catches. Like, look at this one. Look at this tabby I caught out in the fucking wild.
God, I mean, God bless you. I'm not eating it, but if you're
I don't think they were eating them. I think they were just, you know, they're invasive. They just have to take them out, like pigs in Texas. Like they'll just load up a helicopter and start blasting. It sounds like a good time, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I want to do that.
Did you know the post-disaster recovery in Mount St. Helens was actually quite easy at the end of the day. Scientists sat around and planned extensive, costly reforestation, soil redemption, and monitoring programs, but they were hampered by logistics and debates over intervention levels, how much they should do, how much they shouldn't do. But nature took over rapidly, and within years, surviving gophers, insects, and the wind itself just spread seeds and repopulated and replanted the soil.
Damn, gophers! There were gophers that survived. God bless those motherfuckers. You're talking about natural selection, and pull some DNA out from that puppy.
Well, they're underground, so they didn't get blasted away.
Good point. There was a couple. I mean, I actually watched a lot of videos on the Mount St. Helens disaster. One in particular, I like if you have watched any of it, I know you've seen this. It's an old 80-year-old guy who's like, well, you know, I've lived here for 65 years, you know, and I figure I am leaving. If it takes me out, it takes me out. Took him out.
Yep.
It's just ripped his house to fucking bits, and him and his wife died. And it's like, you dumb bastard. I
think they were the only casualties of the event because they saw it coming so early that it's one of those rare times where they're like, hey, we need to kick out of here. And everybody was like, all right. And they did.
I mean, like, perhaps the guy didn't have homeowners insurance. Perhaps. But I think if you do, like, it's like, yeah, I'll get the fuck out of here. And then I'll collect money and I'll get to build the house I always wanted elsewhere.
I've always had this very poetic way about how I would die in a nuclear blast if I knew where that, like, I feel like what would happen is I'd be so curious to see it hit that I wouldn't close the latch in time. And I feel like that's what this guy was doing. He's like, he He was banking on not dying because he really wanted to see it go off.
Which one? What? Yeah, the curiosity killed the dumb hillbilly on the side of the mountain in Washington. I've read that poem before. Yeah, it's just. I mean, and you know what? Listen, 46 years later, we get to talk about it. 2, there's a little bit of Americana in that. Okay, man, you want to chill here? We're leaving. You're on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
We ain't taking you.
I feel like in today's America, some guys wearing
They would have
masks,
shackled him up. They would have fucking...
He would have been in zip ties and like hogged up into the back of a van, and they would have dragged him off to some insane asylum. And it's like, no, man, he just wanted to go out on his own. He wanted to go out on his shield, and his home was his shield. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we can mock it and say we can say it's dumb, but no, he didn't want to leave his house, and that's that.
Yeah.
By the way, you're almost 90. What's the coolest way you could go out? Oh, I was killed in a volcano.
I like to think his wife was giving him a blowy.
Nice gummer at the end. That's perfect.
Yeah. Oh,
hold on. I'm about to go off.
Mount St. Helens.
And finally, did you know Detroit, after decades of economic decline, led to abandoned factories, vacant lots, polluted brownfields, I don't know what brownfields are, where massive government redemption projects and zoning battles continue to this day. Nature self-organized. As urban wilds emerged, native and invasive plants colonized lots, creating informal green spaces that boosted local biodiversity, improved soil through natural processes, reduced urban heat, and even supported community gardens, providing ecological and social benefits while humans are still debating plans. So basically, Detroit, it's that whole thing. Like, there's a special that was on the History Channel, like A World Without Humans. So it's basically like, when we finally go away, what will happen? And yeah, the buildings just got consumed by foliage and trees and everything else. And now they're doing community gardens in these old like Ford factories and shit.
By the way, you pretty much summarized what that was. Brownfields are vacant or underutilized properties where expansion or reuse is complicated by environmental contamination.
I think the point of this that I kind of ended up coming to while I was putting this Fun Fact Friday together is that, is the world and climate and all this stuff, is it changing? Yes. But we can't stop Mother Nature. We should adapt to the changes occurring around us. I just feel like that's where our money's better spent. I'm not denying any kind of global climate change or warming or cooling or anything along those lines. I'm just saying, as humans, our greatest strength has always been adaptation to the environment that is provided to us. So let's spend our money adapting to the changes instead of trying to change the changes. Because one Mount St. Helens undoes like decades of recycling and everything else that you can put your mind to.
All right, well then, okay, then what about wildfires in the West Coast?
Well, I mean, I don't want to get into this whole political thing, but like they should tend to their forests. They should go out and clean them up. They should attempt, because humans are there and the fires themselves are a natural process, they should do everything they can to wrangle the natural process. They should know that fires are going to happen, maybe start some of the fires themselves and allow them so that they can burn them out. They can burn these areas like strategically rather than let Mother Nature just come in and say, fuck you, see ya, Palisades. But get in there and know it's a natural thing that occurs. But again, if you want to break down, that Palisades fire, there was a lot of preventable things that could have occurred to lessen the damage.
Then should people start leaving New Orleans?
I mean, that
it's going to flood.
That, or you should get the Dutch on the phone and be like, what do you guys do?
That's that should be a pretty good idea.
You know what I mean?
David Von Vuvan. Yeah, listen.
I mean, because Holland is just human. You would talk about people shouldn't be living in New Orleans. People should be living in that entire fucking country.
Well, hold on. It's pretty much just Amsterdam and a few other native areas, but more inland, it's fine.
I mean,
along the waterways.
But as far as Louisiana is concerned, New Orleans really is the main problem, and
yeah.
So, like, apples to apples there. So, like, I mean, our whole thing was like, call up the Army, get their Corps engineers down here, build a wall. Like, that's all they did. They built one wall. Like, it's not, like, dynamic. Yeah, they can't, like, they're not letting in some and letting out some, and there's not locks and stations and such. There's just...
But, I mean, I read a report that they're anticipating, like, a major flood there in the next 5 years. Like, almost worse than Katrina.
They should anticipate a flood every second of every day, in my opinion. So, like, I mean, you build it... Again, is that... Okay, I guess I'm trying to interpret your question here, but, like...
No, because you're saying, like, let Mother Nature run its course, which I don't disagree with.
No, I'm saying...
And I also wouldn't disagree with you if you were like, yeah, get the fuck out of New Orleans. And if you stay in New Orleans, it's on you.
That is my basic philosophy. But my point is like, Mother Nature's gonna do what Mother Nature's gonna do. And rather than try to change what Mother Nature's gonna do, adapt to what Mother Nature's gonna do. So if you are in New Orleans and you're like, either leave or strategically come up with a better plan to protect your city. If you don't have that better plan...
Yeah.
Good luck.
I mean, I felt this way back fucking... Dude, I think it was like Hurricane Hugo. I think it was like 93. And there was these, like, cities that got ransacked, and people were like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I always thought, like, you live in a hurricane zone. Like, I'm sorry that this happened to you, but, and then every hurricane that comes through every fucking year. Now, I don't know. I'm certain that, like, Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Puerto Rico get fucking ransacked, but I don't think I see these, like, sobby fucking people like, oh, I'm fucked now. I'm absolutely demolished. Now, a hut gets blown over versus a $500,000 home, yada, yada. But, like, sometimes I see these hurricanes get blown through. These towns are absolutely demolished. And like, oh, I don't know how this happened. Like, I know how it happened. You live in a fucking alley where hurricanes blast through every fucking year.
Now, I will say this came from a very right-leaning political pundit, but they were like, beachfront property hasn't gotten any cheaper over the last 20 years.
I'm sure that insurance payment ain't cheap. Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
We don't have to pay hurricane insurance.
That's true.
I'm sure I'm assuming that's a thing.
But I mean, God damn, we're getting into politics. But like with California though, like insurance companies absolutely stopped protecting fire damage over there because they saw the inadequacy of the preventative responses that were being performed. So they're like, sorry, like if you guys aren't going to clean up your shit and stop this, then we're not going to insure you. And that's why everybody lost everything and nobody's able to rebuild because the insurance companies were like, you live in a fire zone. You're not cleaning up the old dead brush. A fire is going to decimate you. We're not paying for that. Sorry. We're not even going to give you coverage. We don't even offer it. It's not there. It's not a thing. Right. We don't sell it.
I wonder if the same thing applies to like Hurricane Alley, the heartland, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, parts of South Dakota.
I think you can get everything,
Missouri.
But I think you can get like everything, like, but the wind part of it. Like I think you can get like flood. You can get damage from things that are like that come with a hurricane, but you can't get
an RV gets chucked into your living room, but not the tornado blasting through your living room.
Right, exactly.
God.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, like listen, like think about this. Europeans they're actually debating over in Europe whether they should be allowed to have air conditioning or not. And they're saying that America's air conditioning is contributing to global warming, which is creating climate change. And they're like,
too bad.
Yeah. Well, there's places like Phoenix that wouldn't exist without Mr. Carrier creating air conditioning for you.
Dallas, Texas, this time of year? No.
Yeah.
No shot.
So there's places that wouldn't even have here's the thing. There's places that wouldn't even have a population to worry about the weather if we didn't adapt to the existing weather.
Yeah, let's put a little mini transformer on the side of your house that just pumps 24/7 and you pay for it. Yeah, cool. Well, all right. At the end of the day, again, we should just adapt to the coming changes, and that's where our money is best spent. Because if you think you can reverse what
God has intended for this land. You're wrong.
Can I get a witness?
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
All right, folks, tonight before you go, Cedar Point guests from all Six Flag parks for life. Wait, hold on. Cedar Point. That's a Six Flags flagship park. Bans a guest from all Six Flag parks after a video shows him eating chicken nuggets while riding Millennium Force roller coaster. So he got on the ride, was like, "Look at this, folks! Yum 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 yum." And then Six Flags was like, "Hey, fuck you, get off of this." I'm not going to get into. I haven't read it, and I'm not going to get into reading it because I know I'm going to fumble over it at this point in time. But I don't know. Justice, injustice, middle class, white trash.
Injustice, white trash. He
It's
wanted to
from Sandusky, Ohio, by the way, home of Callahan Auto, the best brake pad ever built by man.
He wanted to get funny pictures on the roller coaster. This is actually their fault, in my opinion, because if you didn't set up the souvenir photo station on the track, then people would stop trying to outdo each other. And I think that their point would be, I assume, is that you can't eat chicken nuggets on a roller coaster because you might choke. So we're going to kick you out for life? Fuck you. Let me choke. It's my choice. This is America.
Mount St. Helen. Let me tell you about a guy who lived 30 miles from Mount St. Helen.
No, but why do you think they would kick him out? For life at that.
Let me say this. This has been banned from six. Does it say safety is the cornerstone of our business, and we have zero tolerance for inappropriate and unsafe behavior. Our ride safety policy strictly prohibits all loose articles on the ride, including food, which can become a choking hazard. So, choking hazard, I initially thought maybe it would be debris and hit someone from behind, maybe it, like catch someone in the eye with their eyes open or something like that. But excuse me, choking hazard. Banning them from life from all Six Flags parks? Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Give him a 1 year ban from that Six Flags.
I'm sure he was a dick at a lot of places previous to
The
this.
punishment doesn't fit the crime. Lay off. Stop fucking. What is this like? It's almost like we're going to prove a point. You know what I mean? We're going to use this person as a figurehead to show everyone else. Don't bring chicken nuggets on any roller coaster ride, you dumb Americans, because I know that's what you want to do. I never wanted to eat a chicken nugget on a fucking roller coaster. I just wanted to survive. I just wanted to get through it. But at the same point, okay, goddamn, the guy snuck on a 6-piece and gnawed on one and managed to get the fucking picture right. You mean, I would do it, and it would be my face wouldn't be in the picture, or it'd be me like, 4 feet from my fucking mouth with my mouth wide open because I'm scared. Like, I mean, kudos to this guy. It's annoying that the corporate figureheads have to put. I think maybe they were just waiting. Maybe they were just like anticipating, like, "Ooh, we got one now. We got all hards on. Let's fucking get him and his family. Was his family there too? Get them out of there."
I think they wanted to discourage others from attempting to do, like, "Oh, you're going to get kicked out for life if you try to have a funny photo on our super fabulous fun ride."
Yeah. By the way, 691,000 views on his channel in the first 10 hours of that. So yeah, he's making money off of us? No.
Yeah, I guess their thing is, this is where are we in America right now? Because I feel like their perspective was if he choked to death on that ride that they would get bad publicity. Where I think 90% of America would be like, "Nah, he choked because he's an idiot. Like, what are you talking about?" Like, there would be no bad press for you. They would just think this guy was a dumb fuck. You don't eat chicken nuggets on a roller coaster, period. Whereas they're like, "Oh, our sales are going to go down. They're going to all people are going to remember is someone died on our roller coaster."
No, thrill seekers would be lining up at that ride with chicken nuggets.
Nathan's hot dog roller coaster extravaganza.
Yeah. I'm going to get 3 glizzies down before this fucker's over. Watch. God, I mean, hold on. Eating on Millennial Force. That's the next tagline. 1.86 million subscribers. Fucking A.
You're actually convincing us that we need to start eating things on roller coasters, because at that amount of views, I could pay for all of my Six Flags visits from henceforth.
Murr, let's ditch the Middle Classholes is going to Six Flags and Busch Gardens and anything else, and Disney. He asked, "What is wrong with you?" before accepting the dares. Blah blah blah, and then okay. I think I got to show you. We got to show you this. Share. Oh, a 10-piece nugget.
Oh, was he trying to?
Nice fatigues.
Yeah, put him down his pants. Ooh, look at that guy making minimum wage. What the fuck is this roller coaster? Oh, so his whole deal is to try to eat the whole 10-piece before he gets done with the roller coaster? Damn. Thing's rolling,
the G-forces.
Man. I feel like the nugget would just fly down your throat.
Oh, and he dips. And look at the honey mustard.
Oh, God. I think I've seen that video. Seen that video on Pornhub. You know, now that I'm watching it, that is kind of fucking dangerous. And no one around him cared.
And he's don't know if you heard that. He said, I failed. He didn't get the 10-piece down.
Mm-hmm. Well, that just tells you the powerhouse that is the Millennium Force roller coaster at Six Flags, Sandusky, Ohio.
Put out a new challenge. You think you get a 10-piece down on the Millennium Force? You get a free ride. You get a free pass for the day.
Let him back in. Let him sell chicken nuggets at the entrance to the ride.
Yeah, come on. You were too knee-jerky on this.
The $20 10-piece challenge. You sell 10 nuggets for $20. People will buy it just to fucking try.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Sometimes I feel this world's going to shit, man. All right. Andrew, let me tell you where all these people can find the Middle Classholes. You can find us on all your social media platforms. That's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, at the Middle Classholes. You can find us on all your streaming platforms, Google Podcast, YouTube. We got, what else we got? Spotify,
Apple Podcasts,
and Apple Podcasts, at the Middle Classholes. You can email us at tickleourtummies@gmail.com. There was one person I was going to call out tonight. It's Nelson something or other.
Mandela?
He likes a lot of our TikTok videos. Hold on. Oh, by the way, that brings me to another point. Did you see... Damn it. Dennis Palmer. That's it. Dennis Palmer, thank you for liking us on TikTok. By the way, to close this out, did you see that bastard who was parachuting in with an American flag
Oh,
parachute?
yeah, and he got hung up and went face fucking first.
So he's got an American flag parachute and then an American flag tallying him with an anchor to make the American flag extended. The American flag clips a tree branch and he goes right into a picnic area. Oh boy, I haven't read any reports. I hope he's okay. But damn, dude, that was like the Fan Man at the Evander Holyfield fight.
Well, Fan Man had a softer landing. So that guy wasn't eating chicken nuggets on the way down because it was. Yeah, dude. No, it like basically Homeboy went probably from 20 feet at like probably 20 miles an hour to 0 feet at 0 miles an hour within half a heartbeat. And probably didn't even have time to get an oh shit out before he fucking went face first into the ground. Yeah, it was bad.
Hold on. Doing. Scroll down to share. Oh, nope, not script. No, okay. I got it, everybody. I'm a really good co-host.
Oh, here we go. Oh, I mean, that is pretty fucking... I think he's got the
That
American...
is gnarly. I mean, that's a big flag.
I mean, I've seen them come down with this stuff.
And then right on the tree. Whee!
Oh! At least he kind of caught the canopy a little bit. A little bit.
He goes 90 to 90.
Boom! Oh! Dude, but I mean, honestly though, I mean, that was the best option for what happened.
Yeah,
because he
does a pop-up tent.
He does clip part of the pop-up tent. He completely misses the bleachers, which would have really fucked him up, and a bunch of other people too.
Hopefully, anybody else. I mean, I maybe he got like an igloo cooler.
Yeah, no, I'm all right. I'm not. Yeah, we're not doing that anytime soon. I thought those guys were pros, though. You know, I thought they would have.
Yeah. Like they projected, like, hey, this is, we have this much ceiling or floor.
Didn't somebody do that recently too, and like clip the scoreboard and were like hung up on the scoreboard for a little while?
I don't know.
Like I'm talking like an actual like college football style stadium where the scoreboard sits above the stadium. Yeah. It was just hung there for like. He was fine. But he was. By the way, I heard a 911 call of some guy who crashed like a Cessna into the tops of some trees. And 911 operators sometimes, man, Like, so are you okay? Like, I'm all right now. Like,
in this exact second, I'm okay.
but I don't plan on being.
Shit could change in any second after this.
Yeah. So if you could hurry the fuck up and quit asking me all these goddamn questions and scramble some fucking teams, that'd be great.
All right. We have Alan next week. That's all I got to say. We'll see y'all next week. Take it easy.
Toodaloo.
Well, sometimes I may need a hand when I'm just too drunk to stand. I don't need your sympathy. Keep your judgment too. 'Cause you just give it a little pull, and my dick's strong like bull, ready to satisfy my woman whole night through. I get drunk most every day. Everyone knows Scooter is a gay. Might be on his fuck, I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still